good friend and colleague. How much taller he is? From Denmark. We're going to talk about vulnerability. So do you think men can be vulnerable in true storytelling? Let's go through, is that the energy we need for the being true?
I think, first of all, true is always what is best for the community, for people out there, and then a part of it is to be out there, to stand out there, to dare that.
To dare that.
To dare that, but it's always, for me, it's always not about me, but how can I serve, community. But I need to, I think a big part of that is to also to dare to adapt, what people need out there. So that's also to be vulnerable for me.
Yeah, for me, I've noticed if I'm not vulnerable and being authentic and genuine, then people see through it, And the other thing, when I'm teaching, I will tell stories of how I failed, because if I don't, then they're pretending to be something that they're not. Because I don't think we're always successful every minute. And I'm thinking that something Grace Ann and I learned in a seminar was, would you rather be right or would you rather be loving?
I also think that you need to, share your failure and be open and actually to dare. I'm a stutter, that.
No, I didn't. I didn't realize it.
But for me, that's also, to be out there with who I am, but also to use it in a ethical way, how can it maybe also help others out there? So I'm sharing my, maybe weak sides of who I am, and then people, we can create a community together.
Yeah. So this is my puppy. She's very vulnerable. But she likes to be on stage. She likes to be the star, don't you?
Doesn't everyone?
Well, it just seems to me the first principle of being true, that being true to yourself, it includes kind of a vulnerability. Let me see if I can give you an example of being vulnerable. Well, sometimes I might get angry. But mostly I'm really patient, I'm really loving. But if I don't get it out quickly, then I'm kind of the pressure cooker, And then I don't know. It's that male part that kind of explode and I get in people's face, say, hey, what's happening here? That's not.
I think for me, a part of true storytelling is actually to separate, this more authentic you from the ethical you. I think it's a balance. That you need to balance your feelings, because if you want to, do something out there and help people.
I get it.
But we are humans, and
This is Cuddle Bear. This is Cuddle Bear. He likes to cuddle.
We have
you
to
noticed?
Thank you, but David, thank you for this conversation.
Okay, I'm going to show it at the conference. Hope you don't mind. From Jens Larsen and I, we were talking about being vulnerable. Our dogs are tipping the camera here, so it's kind of interesting. This is the power of vulnerability in true storytelling. And Jens and I were talking about you yourself must be true and prepare the energy and effort for a sustainable future. So this is my wife, Grace Ann. And I think being vulnerable is the key to a good relationship, would you say?
I'm not sure what it is you're talking about. So how does it look when you're vulnerable?
This is me being vulnerable. I think it looks authentic because I'm not trying to be pretending I'm something I'm not. You know, I'm just a human being, and I got frailties, and I got people disappointed in me and people happy with me, and sometimes I'm happy with myself, and sometimes I have to take feedback and be vulnerable. I have to listen, right? So, do you think men can be vulnerable?
Well, you're defining vulnerability, so it's how you define it.
Well, I would want to know how you're defining it.
I haven't thought about it. And really never figured it out.
Okay. Well, I think being vulnerable in life, whether it's in your business or teaching or on a video, is like dogs barking. It's crafting something very authentic about yourself and opening yourself up to being relatable to other people. And it's the birthplace of love.
Well, for me, I relate it to what just popped into my head was when I work with horses. You have to give them a little trust,
Oh.
but not too much.
How about husbands? You give them a little trust?
It's a back and forth, and it's a tentative step,
Oh.
and then you build from there.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
You learn to trust the horse, and the horse learns to trust you, but you don't jump in all the way right off the bat.
I find that in creativity, being vulnerable is really important because I have to be open to, I don't know something beyond a certain point, and I have to be vulnerable that I don't know, and I need to explore it and listen and find out, inquire. Mm-hmm. Is that part of it?
I think I usually come at it from the other end myself. I more often feel like I don't know.
The third thing I think is real important is to belong to a community like the true storytelling community. You need some vulnerability, you know, to be in any community maybe, you know. I guess you can pretend to be something you're not and always perfect or something. I meet a lot of perfectionists, you know. I try to make 7 mistakes a day. Do you think I'm succeeding?
I don't know why you've picked the term vulnerability.
I needed a topic, and I went to the things I've done in my videos, and YouTube said you should do something on true storytelling and vulnerability. That would be a good topic because you're only reaching these very old people with your videos. And I said, whoa, I guess I'm going to have to find a way to do that. But I think you're as young as you feel, you know, and it's been amazing. The conference has been amazing to see the number of different ways people are being authentic. You move from being a group of strangers into being a community, you know, by understanding the good side and the flaws and, you know, where we need to be better, you know. I don't know. I make mistakes in life, Grace Ann.
I know.
Do you want to tell some of the mistakes I've made? Be true in your storytelling now.
Well,
Like yesterday, I forgot. I didn't get a good instruction on how to set up the videos in the conference room and the machines. And I turned on the screen, but there was a volume switch on the wall, and I didn't do the volume. And we searched for 2 hours to figure out what was wrong, and it was so hard to pinpoint exactly what I needed to do. And But I want you and the audience to imagine that how you react in life, in vulnerable situations, you know, and
So does that mean
what that feels
vulnerability
like.
to you? Does that mean when you admit that you made a mistake? Is that what you're calling vulnerability?
Well, I seem to be admitting I made a mistake most of the day. I hear you say, David, get over here. There's something left on this dish here, a piece of cheese. Wash the dishes right. But I try to be self-reflective about, you know, when I'm communicating to somebody, I got to not be just rigid like a statue, but, you know, I have to be a human being, you know, with senses, feelings.
So how about if we be human beings on time this morning? So
Oh,
I think
okay.
It's about time that we move on.
Well,
and
thanks
get to
for
the
watching
conference.
this video on the power of vulnerability and true storytelling. And thank you, Jens Larsen.